الآن قبل ما ناخد بريك إن شاء الله معنا الدكتورة المهندسة شذر فهد الأحمد، مهندس مدني في هيئة مشروعات الشراكة بين القطاعين العام والخاص. هتتكلم في موضوع رؤية الكويت الجديدة من خلال مشروعات الشراكة، فتفضل مشكورة.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. My name is Shadr Ahmed from Kuwait Authority for Partnership Projects. Today I will give you a brief about KAPP and what is the PPP framework here in Kuwait, and at the end I will share with you the project's pipeline and the advantages of doing PPPs in Kuwait. KAPP was established in 2014 by Law 116, which is the PPP law here in Kuwait. It is the main body that's responsible for PPP projects in Kuwait, as it enables the public entities to tender their projects as a PPP project by cooperating with them during all the phases, starting from the feasibility study through the tendering process until the financial close, and after that we have the follow-up stage. This graph shows the PPP framework here in Kuwait. First, the public entity will submit a feasibility study of the project to KAPP. KAPP will review the whole feasibility study and decide whether this project considered as a PPP project or not. If it's a PPP project, a recommendation letter will be submitted to the higher committee, which is chaired by the Minister of Finance. After getting the approval from the higher committee, a competition committee, or sometimes you call it a project committee, will be formed from members of KAPP and members of the public entity. This committee will be responsible of the project from the beginning until the financial close. And we have a grievance committee that will be responsible for any complaints through the processes. After getting the approval from the higher committee and the formation of the competition committee, a TA will be hired. After the a TA will be hired to work with the project team in conducting a full feasibility study and the required tender documents for all the tendering process. And we have after that the expression of interest, the request for qualification, and request for proposal for the qualified companies. And at the end, there is the selection of preferred bidder and the financial close. And this cycle considered similar to many countries, but as you can see, in our cycle we have many involved parties. The main parties are the public entity itself, of course. We have KAPP and the higher committee, and we have two regulatory entities that are SAP, which is the State Audit Bureau, and we have FATWA, which is the Department of Legal Advice and Legislation. Regarding the contractual framework, in Kuwait, any project, if the CAPEX, in any PPP project, if the CAPEX exceeded 60 million KD, a public joint stock company must be established, and 50% of the shares will be allocated to Kuwaiti citizens, while the rest of the shares will be divided between the public entities that can participate in these projects and the successful bidder. The public entity can have no less than 6% and no more than 24% of the shares, and the winning bidder can have no less than 26% and no more than 44% of the shares. Since the establishment of KAPP, we tendered many projects. The main two projects, we have a Zor North 1. That reached the financial close in 2013, and it started the operation in 2016, and by November 2019, KAPP has transferred 550 million shares to people who subscribed in the first IPO for an IWPPP project in Kuwait. The second project, and it's our latest project, it's Umm Al Hayman wastewater treatment plant. It reached the financial close in July 2020 during COVID-19 pandemic, and it has received many awards during. These are more details about Umm Al Hayman. The capacity of the project was 500,000 cubic meter per day, and the capex was approximately 1,300 million US dollars, and we have the IRR 14%, which considers a high rate of return, And as I mentioned before that the financial close was in 2020. The winning bidder was a consortium, a consortium of WTE, which is a German company, and IFA, which is a Kuwaiti company. This is the contractual framework. The winning bidder had 40% of the shares, while Kuwait Investment Authority took 10%, and of course the fixed percentage is 50% for Kuwaiti citizens. For our pipeline, we have currently five main projects. First, we have Azor North Phase 2 and 3, and we have Al Khairan Phase 1, and we have Ashigaya Renewable Energy Complex Phase 2 and 3, North Chebd Wastewater Treatment Plant Project, and we have fixed communication network project. First, we'll go with Azor North 1 Phase 2 and 3. It has a minimum of 2,700 megawatts and up to 120 million gallons per day. The public entity is Ministry of Electricity and Water and Renewable Energy, and currently they are in the qualification phase. Second project is Al Khairan Phase 1. It has with a minimum of 1,800 megawatts and up to 33 million gallons, the same public entity and the same stage, which is qualification stage. Ashigaya Renewable Energy Complex Phase 2 and 3, with a minimum capacity of 4,000 megawatts of clean energy, same public entity, but it's still in the feasibility stage. We have North Chebd Wastewater Treatment Plant Project. It is exactly similar to Al Haimani project, but with a double capacity. We have 1 million cubic meter per day. And finally, the fixed communication network project. It belongs to the Ministry of Communication, and it's still in the feasibility study stage. These are the 7 pillars of Kuwait Vision 2035, and KAPP is contributing in most of these pillars by tendering PPP projects and establishing public joint stock companies. By doing that, we enhance the global position of Kuwait, and we have a better living environment and a better infrastructure and local economy. Finally, with the advantages of doing PPPs in Kuwait. As you know that the state is serious about the involvement of the private sector in the development of local economy, and the public services. And we also have a transparent and fair competitive bidding here in Kuwait, as we offer attractive incentives. We offer any incentives that are provided in law number 116 of 2014, which is KAPP's law, and any exemptions that are mentioned in law number 116 of 2013, which is Kadiba's law, and of course, any international agreements. Thank you for listening. Any questions? Thank you.